Donovan Mitchell scores 46 points in Utah. Jordan Clarkson looks like they're best friends before and after the game. Scores 32. Who won? The Utah Jazz, baby. And some things that I've never seen before. The icing of Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Walker Kessler starts and finishes the game. Just a fun game. The crowd, honestly, I thought would be better than it was. Don't know if they were nervous to cheer, but we're about to get into it. So hit that intro music, baby. What a game. Honestly thought it would be a little bit more entertaining. I don't know if I was tired or what, but I just felt like it should have been a lot more energy in that building. Holly Rose now interviewing Jordan Clarkson, rightfully so. He had a huge game. I think he wanted to prove that, he can hang with Donovan. Obviously, he didn't score as much, but this is vindicative of what Donovan did with the Utah Jazz to me, and was always kind of my gripe with Donovan is he wanted the spotlight, which is a bad and a good thing at the same time. I think we saw this in big moments where there was the most pressure or a big basket needed to be made. Donovan always wanted to be that guy, and I think this game he really wanted to be that guy. And in the first half, when he had the 25 points, I tweeted out that this is perfect. This is exactly how I would want the game to go. Donovan taking all the shots. His teammates just didn't seem that involved, and when they did get the ball, they seemed ice cold. And to me, it's something that we've seen in Utah, right? Like, I can remember so many games like that and screaming at the TV because I wanted him to pass the ball. And when he does pass the ball and facilitates and playmakes, he is such an incredible special player. But I think he gets in his way sometimes. If you go to the box score, it's tells the perfect story. Sometimes the box scores don't, but you look at Cleveland Cavaliers. Donovan has 46 points on 27 shots. The next closest player is Garland with 21 on 18 shots, right? And then you've got two others in double figures, Evan Mobley on 12, LeVert on 12, and Lamar Stevens on 11. But Jarrett Allen only plays 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Like, what? What? Where was he? Why is he not involved? He's such a good center. And was that Walker Kessler? I don't think so. I mean, they played Evan Mobley 37 minutes. You could have given him a break and played Jarrett Allen. But then on the other side, it just looks like a more even board to me. Maybe I'm looking through the lens of a Jazz fan, but you got Jordan Clarkson with 32 points on 19 shots. Very effective night. 5 for 11 from the 3-point land. Lauri Markkanen had the quietest 25 points I think I've ever seen. It almost looked like he was laboring at some points. Again, did not have a good night from 3-point land, but shoots 6 for 18. Didn't shoot the ball great, 33%, but still has 25 points because he gets to the line 14 times and hits 12 out of those 14. Malik Beasley has 13. Kessler has 6, but he has 11 boards, which I think made a huge difference, especially down the stretch. I loved seeing Kessler finish the game. Welcome to the Spaces, guys. I am going to give this over to you in just 1 second. Go down the board. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, in the beginning, I just felt like he wasn't having the greatest game. Crazy at the end of the game. The Cleveland Cavaliers just swarming him like sharks. And I want to go back and just count how long that was, because even Holly Rowe said, this is crazy. And after she said that, it felt like another 5 to 10 seconds of them just acting like, hooligans trying to get in his head. And I guess it worked because he missed the first one, but then he hits the next one. And I've never seen that. I've seen trying to ice people with like switching sides, but at some point as a ref, you got to do something. Like, come on, like get the game going. Rudy Gay had 7 points. Jared Vanderbilt had 5. Thank you for the claps. I thought Ochai, okay, I love Ochai, man. And he only had 2 points, right? But Ochai plays within the team. So he never does anything crazy. If he's got an open shot, he's going to take it. But he plays within the team concept. I can't talk because my Twitter board's going crazy. He plays within the team concept. And I think the more that he gets minutes, he's going to understand his role. But I just love the minutes that he provided. The box score probably doesn't show it. He had 2 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 points. But I thought he played some really big minutes, especially guarding Donovan at times. Mike Conley, to me, was huge, especially with he had 1 timely 3.
Did you go to the game, Tevin?
No, I didn't go to the game.
No, I just stayed at home and watched it.
Who?
Did you go?
No, I wanted to go, but I had class tonight. I had to go to class.
Ew. What class was it?
My statistic modeling class.
All right, we're talking about the game, not a class here. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, again, has 13. Conley has 13. Walker Kessler, 6. And it just seemed like a totally even night from the Jazz. Kessler has 16 boards tonight. Kessler just felt like he wasn't there. It was so weird. But he does things that obviously you need, right? And Simone Fontecchio got in for 5 minutes and then immediately got pulled back out. But let's jump over to you guys. Tevin, I'm going to go to you first, and then give us your thoughts. Hopefully not on your schooling class tonight, but something related to the Jazz game. I actually think that you have to unmute again, Tevin, or request again.
Oh, no, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, let's go JC's drip. Sorry, he just requested. JC's drip.
What's up, my man?
What's up, bro? Your boy performed tonight. He went for 32 and had a fire fourth quarter.
He went on his own run.
He won us the game. What was it, an 8-point swing in one possession or whatever it was?
Yeah, had those 2 huge fouls, right? The one that had a flagrant one, we got the flagrant foul shot and the ball back, and then immediately after it gets fouled again on a 3-point shot.
This is why I'm JC's drip.
Yeah, so he nailed the 3, got the flagrant free throw shot, and then nailed missed the 3-point shot, but then nailed all free throw shots. So that's a 7-point possession, essentially.
Yeah, in 29, 30 seconds?
If that.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, were we down 5 with 1.5 minutes left?
We were at least 5. It might have been 9 or 10, I want to say, at that point. It might have been less than that. I don't remember.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and honestly, it's something that you would think that Donovan Mitchell would do, right? Like pull something crazy out in the last minute. And I guess the basketball gods were with us today because Jordan Clarkson did it.
Man, and it was such a joy. It's a win-win, right? Donovan had a great game. We get the win. But it was my favorite part of the game was just seeing Donovan talk with Mike and Jordan after the game. Just to see, I kind of got the feeling that it's like, it's over, but what we had when we were first seed in the West, it was special. And the team that we had, the camaraderie and the chemistry was special. So just to see that and see them interact like that they still carry on that brotherhood after Donovan left is made me a little teary-eyed, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, that's sweet.
And it was very classy of him to say what's up and dab up everybody as he was leaving too. It was really, really, really classy of everybody. And I don't know
also,
about if any of you all were there, but I didn't hear any single boos over the telecast or whatever. So I think that was really, really good. I wouldn't have booed him because I love the man. So I think it was great.
Yeah, I think the Jazz fans.
Donovan shit talking at the free throw line.
Oh, did we?
Great.
Are you kidding me? I think the Jazz fans handled it perfectly. The only time really that I felt like there were boos, Holly said something. It was Donovan's very first free throws, and she said, "I think I heard a few boos. Is that okay?" And like, I have kind of a gripe with that because, like, as Jazz fans, we should still be allowed to cheer and be rowdy and feel like it's okay. You pay money to go watch these players and feel like you're part of the game. And that's my gripe with tonight's game is the fans just were not there. They were not a factor to me at all. The only time they stood up was the last minute when Clarkson made those crazy plays. And they should have been more of a factor in my mind. I'm personally relieved that this game's over. I'm sure Donovan is. I'm sure the organization is. Because I feel like, yes, we should respect players and cheer them on, especially Donovan, what he's done. But we should also, it's the Utah Jazz versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, we should be able to root for our team still without feeling guilty. Do you guys feel like the fans were like that tonight, or was it just me?
I feel like there was at least one run in the first half where the fans were in it and we were going for it. That the fans were affecting the game and it was helping and it was good. But that was it for the first half. Yeah, and I agree. In the second half, there really wasn't all that much fan involvement. I wouldn't necessarily say that there was a whole ton to be super excited about. It was just good old regular Jazz basketball, and it was just kind of there. But, the Cavs kept hitting back, so there wasn't much to cheer for, per se, is what I would say, until JC finally went on his crazy run, and then the crowd finally got into it. So I would almost say that, not that there wasn't exciting plays to cheer for, because there certainly was. I just feel like between Donovan and the Cavs, we were just exchanging blows back and forth. And not that that's not exciting, but I've kind of noticed a trend where it isn't until the Jazz go on a run that the crowd gets really rowdy.
Yeah, I would say the reason to Coach is on. Hang on, give me a sec here. Let's see what this Willie's got to say.
A couple days about just our approach, our mentality, being able to maintain our focus and mindset through good moments in a game and tough moments in a game. Every NBA game has runs, especially when you play very good teams and very good players. I thought we came out in the second half with great purpose and went on a 23-10 run to start the half. Obviously, then Cleveland makes their run, and I thought our guys just really dug in and stayed the course and stayed focused on the little things. A lot of guys stepped up. Obviously, this is a first half box, so my bad. Obviously, JC was massive for us in the second half. I think he had 24 points in the second half. I think we had a 7-point play at one point, which is exactly what I told him to do. And, he made some big plays, big late free throws. Lauri was steady and solid against a very good defense that was being very physical with him and top locking him all over the court. I thought Walker handled himself great, playing against two elite scoring guards. That's not an easy task to do what he did, and we had a lot of guys come in off the bench and step up. So we've talked all year about we win as a team and we lose as a team, and I think tonight, more than anything, I'm just very, very proud of the fact that our guys were able to dig in as a group and maintain their mentality throughout that whole game. We've had a tough stretch here lately, and obviously Cleveland's a very good team. So that's a big win for us.
How important was it for you guys to, after this last streak, I think
Very important
to just kind of get back into the winning column?
Yeah, winning is more fun than losing, for sure. We've had a tough stretch. We've lost some close games here lately. We had the 5 in a row by a combined 15 points. And, it's easy, like I've told you guys before, it's easy to get wrapped up in the emotion of winning and losing when losing those close games. It's a couple of little things that make the margin between winning and losing. It's not like you're getting blown out and just playing terrible. I thought in that stretch we played more good basketball than bad basketball overall, but we weren't able to put it together for 48 minutes and come out with a win. So I thought tonight was just a good reminder for our team, a good representation of what it takes to really dig in mentally, because 48 minutes is a long time. When you're playing great teams with great players, they can have those bursts of scoring that kind of can put you on your heels. And so I just thought our team did a good job of staying in the moment and staying focused on the next thing.
How important was it for JC to get through the line down the stretch when you guys were struggling offensively earlier in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, free throws can really settle you down, and JC is such a rhythm player. I think sometimes him getting to the free throw line helps settle him a little bit and see a few go in. Obviously Lauri's done a great job of getting to the free throw line, but Cleveland is one of the top defenses in the NBA for a reason. They're long, athletic, very physical. JB is a hell of a coach, and they play so hard on that end of the floor. You have to work and fight for your space on every possession. You don't really find many great looks against that team unless your execution is really sharp and you're very physical on offense. So it takes a lot of work to score against that team, and I thought we did a good job of matching their physicality, and that's what allowed us to go to the free throw line.
What's it like watching a 7-point single possession from someone?
I mean, I prefer watching those possessions when it's somebody on our team, but you could easily be on the other side of that. It's guarding jump shooters is very hard now. Guys have such quick triggers, and all of us coaches are urging our players to contest shots and not just give up easy ones, and so sometimes you end up underneath guys, and I think the league has made it very important to protect jump shooters because of the injuries that we've seen happen over the years. And so kind of a weird play, obviously, for JC to end up getting the and one, and it's a flagrant 2 free throws to make 1, and then you get the ball back. So, you don't want to count on those things to go in your favor to win a game, but we've also had some tough breaks during our tough stretch that haven't gone our way, and so sometimes it all levels out.
Yeah, speaking of that, was it nice to see the ball kind of bounce your way at the end of the game for once?
Yeah, I thought our guys just did a good job of forcing the shots that we wanted them to take. They took some tough ones, they took some rushed ones, and then we did a good job as a team collectively going after the rebounds. So, it's winning in this league is very, very hard. And I think our team has been in so many close games this year. Like, they understand more and more every day that those last 3 minutes you really have to dig in mentally, you have to dig in physically, and you have to do all the little things, because if not, you leave yourself susceptible to one bad bounce or one tough play that can cost you the game. So there's always a little bit of luck in those moments, and just very happy for our guys that we were able to pull out the win.
Cleveland's a really good defensive rebounding team usually, and you guys not rebounded them tonight pretty significantly. How do you think you were able to do that and then get the defensive class going as well?
Yeah, our guys did a good job of moving the ball to put them in rotations. Cleveland does such a good job of scrambling to take away your three-point looks. They protect the paint great. I mean, they're one of the best defenses in the NBA, so they're rotating around a lot, and I just thought we had a bunch of guys did a good job of kind of getting in between those rotations when the shot went up to find offensive rebounds. Obviously, Walker had 6, and a couple of those are he's just taller than the person that he's next to, and he's done a really good job of being aggressive going to the glass. But there were a bunch of guys that contributed. Vando every night is always crashing the glass, and he did a good job of getting in those seams as well. So rebounding is something that we're very much stressing as a team, and it's cost us in certain moments in the season. And so it's obviously very rewarding for the guys to come out of a game knowing that they really battled on the glass as a team, because it's not one guy. Again, like our defensive rebounds, Lauri was a beast. He had 13 defensive rebounds. But if I go down the list, Bees had 5, Walker had 5, Jordan had 4, Nickeil had 4, like Ochai 3. I mean, that's a bunch of our perimeter players getting in and participating on the glass, and that's what we need.
It's a unique night to have Donovan back, and I wonder how it compared with your experience throughout the years of San Antonio, Boston, what have you, of ex-players coming back into a building, how the crowd received him, and then your points of emphasis to your team to make sure you contained him even though he got 46.
Yeah, it's tough to say we contained him when he got 46. He's such a tough cover. Does such a good job of changing speeds with the ball. He can shoot from all over the court, does a good job of getting you on his hip, and gets fouled a good amount. 11 free throws is tough. But I thought tonight was exactly how it should be. Donovan had 5 great years here, and he did a lot for this organization, did a lot for the community, and the organization, I think, loves Donovan, and we were happy to see him back. I thought the crowd received him great pregame when the video was played. All I heard was cheers, and I think that's the way it should be. This league, players end up on different teams all the time, and it's just part of it. And I think it's good for everybody to have the perspective to just appreciate the time you had together, especially when it was a lot of good time. So I was happy to see Donovan get the reception that he deserved. 5 great years here, and I thought the crowd treated him great.
So you touched on pregame.
There you go. We're joined by Big T Thurl Bailey calling the game tonight, and I love what Coach Hardy.
I love how Coach Hardy put that. It was almost perfectly how he put that. It was a lot of time. Or players spend. Sorry, I'm totally butchering it. Players go to different teams all the time in this league, and he spent 5 years here, and a lot of those moments were good moments. It would be totally different if they were bad. But welcome if you guys have joined on Twitter Spaces. I want to turn the time over to you guys and get your thoughts. I know Tevin's already gone. JC's Drip has gone. We've got quite a few speakers in here. If any of you want to speak, you are welcome. We love to hear new speakers. Just hit that little request button, and we will get to you next. Kevin, I don't think we've hit on you. I know you said you had class tonight. You have any thoughts on the game?
It was a great game. I love seeing Donovan go off like that. I maybe miss him a little bit. It was really fun. I'm just baffled why the Jazz can't play at this level against shitty teams. Like, we are 15-14 against teams with a 500 or better record, and 6-9 against a team with a 500 and worse record.
Well,
and honestly, I want to dig into this a little bit, but I bet a lot of that comes down to Conley and JC not stepping up in these games. Like, both of them had awesome games tonight, And when those two play well, we are unstoppable. And when those two struggle, we can't go anywhere. And so it was good to see those two really have a great game tonight. And I love seeing Beasley in the starting lineup instead of Vando too. I love seeing that. That was awesome tonight. So
yeah. When I saw Beasley in the starting lineup, I about fell over that it wasn't Vanderbilt, because that's what I've been asking for. I also think a large part of this, and we hit on it last podcast. Olynyk was out. Olynyk and Vanderbilt together are just bad. And I actually didn't mind, I forget his name now because we call him number 8 so much, Vando. I didn't mind Vando with the second unit. I actually felt like he played better there because he didn't feel as much pressure. I really, really loved Walker Kessler and Lauri Markkanen playing together. If that were me, I'd start that lineup and finish with those two every single time. You can tell the difference in the rebounding alone. 11 for Walker Kessler, 16 rebounds for Lauri Markkanen. So that's what, 37 rebounds between the two of them.
You know what else you can tell with those two in the lineup?
What?
Basketball IQ.
Yep. It just makes a huge difference. And I honestly think there's spots for Olynyk and Beasley with those guys in, giving them breaks. But I truly believe that Olynyk and Vanderbilt together are just so bad, and we start and finish games with them. And if you've noticed, we start a lot of games really rough, and we didn't tonight.
Here's the other thing that was weird for me tonight. It felt like Coach wanted to win this game.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the minute distribution here, when you look at the fact that Conley had 33 minutes, Beasley had 34, Clarkson had like almost a playoff feel, tight 7-man rotation instead of the like 20-ish minute like spread out minute rotation. It just felt more like we wanted to win the game tonight, which obviously can lead us into other conversations that I don't want to start us down. But it just like it felt like the rotation was a lot tighter, and I just wonder if we had more tight rotations like this, if we win more games. Not that I want that, but
I mean, didn't you see Coach's face with like 12 seconds left, and the Cavs?
He ripped him.
Scored. Coach actually railed into the guys like, "Come on, you need to stay focused here. We still got 12 seconds."
Well, because Donovan could have got a steal, hit a 3, got another steal, hit. I mean, it was a 6-point game.
Got a steal.
He got one from Clarkson. And so I agree with the tight rotation. You look at the starters. Conley has 32, Malik has 33, Clarkson has 34, Walker has 30, and Lauri has 39. And then everything else is spread out between the bench players. Actually, what we've been asking for as Jazz fans, Rudy Gay only had 6 minutes and Simone Fontecchi only had 5. Everyone else had 17, Vanderbilt 17, Ochai 17, and Nickeil 22. I mean, that's a perfect rotation to me, and I would love to see that moving forward. And then maybe when Olynyk's back and Sexton's back, spread those minutes out on the bench.
Well, maybe. When Sexton's back, you drop Mike, because 33 minutes a game for Mike is not sustainable. You kill the old man.
Or 39 for Lauri, too. 39's a ton.
I don't know. I think Lauri can handle that. Now that our schedule's spread out a little bit more.
Once a week for the poor man, not every night.
Well,
he looked like he was laboring a bit tonight, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, 39's a lot, but he's still young. I think he can handle that because our schedule's spread out a little bit more. I mean, you obviously don't want to do that every night, but I would like to see a tighter rotation if we want to win, I guess. But if we don't want to win, then we'll just keep doing whatever the hell Coach has been doing for the last 7 games that we can't seem to win.
I mean, I think personally the best starting lineup that we have is Walker, Lauri in your front court, and then you've got two shooters in Beasley and Clarkson, and Conley run the point. Spreads the floor. Lauri can still hit the three, and if you didn't notice, Walker Kessler hit a nice little jumper tonight. I say let the man shoot those a little bit more.
Let the man shoot his nice little free throw jumper. If he can hit that, boy,
that'll change a lot.
If that doesn't, that won't. It will not only open stuff for our team, but for Walker Kessler going forward. Yes. Holy crap!
Yes. The other big thing is that I'm looking at on the box or the game charts is the fast break points, which usually, I mean, we did get killed again tonight, but usually makes a difference. 17-2. Cleveland had 17 to our 2. What offset that though is the second chance points, and I think Coach hit on that. Crashing the boards harder. We had 27 second chance points to their 10. So
I was just going to say, to our credit, despite the fact that some of our transition defense wasn't all that great and some of our turnovers were terrible, when it came to, Cleveland got a shot up, I think there was probably a stint in the third quarter that I really noticed with like Ochai, Lauri, Nickeil, like those guys it was just kind of a smaller lineup. They all crashed the boards like crazy. I think the biggest guy on the floor was Rudy Gay out there for a couple of minutes. But they all like tipped to each other, crashed the boards, made sure that Cleveland didn't get a second shot at it. It was awesome. So that was huge credit to them on that.
Well, this I noticed this tonight. Without Allen, Cleveland's a small team.
Dude, what was he hurt? Did he get hurt? What happened?
No. So there was a shot of him. I want to say in the second quarter, but don't quote me on that. There was a shot of him going back to the locker room. He was walking back on his own accord. I thought he was injured at first, but I'm like, nah, he's walking just fine. And then I think it showed on the broadcast that it was an illness of some sort.
Wow.
So I don't know if he was feeling sick coming into the game or what the deal was, but he didn't come back because of an illness of some sort.
Yeah, because I didn't really notice till I looked at the box score and he only had 6 minutes, but I mean, he makes a huge difference for them. The other thing that I think we've already hit on it, the rebounds. Hopefully this team understands how important it is. It's been a hole and a gap this entire year because Cleveland didn't play that bad. They only had 5 turnovers compared to our 15 turnovers.
I know, 5 turnovers?
Yeah, and 7 steals compared to our 3.
Yeah,
so
that last clutch turnover, as I think it was Big T that mentioned it, I was like,
yeah, that's
only their 5th turnover tonight. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so even though Jarrett Allen was out, I still think that we pulled this off with rebounds. I was really, really impressed with this game, whether it be lineups, whether it be Walker Kessler getting more minutes, whether it be Jordan Clarkson having a big night, Mike Conley. I think all of that matters, and if the entire team can kind of figure that out in their role, that's how we're going to make it to the playoffs instead of tanking. We've got another speaker that I want to get to real quick. King of the North at Brady NBA. Brady, go ahead, man. Or do you want me to ask you a question? What do you think of Kevin Love's gray hairs?
It's so weird.
I can't believe he's still playing in the league.
I think it looks good, man. I almost feel like he and LeBron and some of the older guys should just, like, if they have gray, just let it come in, man. That gray wolf type of vibe looks good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just say once you start getting the grays, just do it all gray, right? Just that's like the new thing with the women is
100%, man.
They not bleach their hair gray, but dye their hair gray. I guess you got to bleach it first and then dye it gray. But King of the North, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. What do you think of Kevin Love's gray hair? And then give us your take on the game.
Yeah, so I actually went to the game tonight, and my wife, she was saying, "Hey, he's looking foxy with that gray hair." And couldn't argue it.
How was the feeling in the arena? Because my gripe with the game tonight is the fans were not very loud, not very into it. What was your take from inside the arena?
So it was pretty loud, but what really changed it is as soon as JC hit that and 1-3 flagrant and got the ball back, nobody sat down after that. So it was pretty loud in there. Maybe it didn't show as much on the TV, but no one was sitting for the last 3-4 minutes of the game, and so that was good. And Donnie got a good welcome in. But yeah, overall, I thought the energy was pretty good.
Whenever Donovan either had the ball or was shooting a free throw or whatever the case may be, it didn't seem like there were any boos in that case either. Because I know there's been a couple of past Jazzmen, as well as just some other players that us as a fan base just don't like in general, and we'll boo them as soon as they touch the ball. And it didn't seem in any of those cases that the crowd booed him really whatsoever. It was always cheers for everything, it seemed like. Did that seem like the case while you were there?
Yeah, so they played his the welcome video, and I thought there's gonna be boos. I wore my Mitchell jersey just to show some support to him, but everyone was way happy when they got the welcome video. He actually airballed a shot.
Yeah,
probably in the second quarter.
Okay, so that was the one downside, right?
Well, the crowd
went poking fun with him, but like, hey, that was an airball, bro.
Yeah, everyone was cheering like crazy, and he was smiling and stuff. And then when he actually left the court, everybody gave him another ovation. So I think he feels pretty good about the welcome he got here.
Yeah, I think even at the end of the game, he had a big smile. And like I said, I think he was relieved that it was over. I think he really wanted to win that game and was staying locked in. Even while they were playing the tribute video, he acknowledged the crowd, but you could tell he was in the zone. Like, he was there to play the game and didn't want that to distract him. But once it was over, I mean, he went to almost every Jazz player and talked to him. So I think it was a great night as an organization and for Donovan Mitchell. And honestly, I'm glad it's over and we can kind of move on. And I hope that, if we ever met in the playoffs or a really big game, that it would be okay to boo him just from a competitive standpoint, right? Like, that's part of the fun, is booing and feeling like you could be part of the game. Not booing maliciously or out of hate, but I don't know if it'll ever get to that point. I know Jazz fans are treading lightly with the way there's been comments in the media about our fan base, so I thought it was a perfect night for Jazz fans. And at one point I tweeted out, I hope Donovan Mitchell scores 73 and we win by a point. He scored 46 and we won by 2 points, so I guess I'll take that. Any other thoughts? I know we got Julio here. We've got, let's see, D. Woody, Super Dave 34, and Orcus 33. Sandy, what's up? We haven't heard from you for a while. Tevin, I'm glad you're back, bro. I feel like we've missed you, and I don't know where the heck Big D Orcut is, but anybody else, if you want to speak, go ahead.
He probably had to take a nap.
Yeah, I know he's really into those naps, which I can't blame him.
Naps are the best, bro. Come on now.
So I was actually wondering, I was going to tweet it out, and I didn't get around to it. But I was wondering if they would back off the crowd noises on the broadcast, just in case there was boos.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't hear it. So I'm really glad North was able to report that it was loud, because I had a feeling that they would kind of back off that a little bit.
That's a good point.
And then on a side note, can we just talk about how stupid Holly Rowe is and how she says the dumbest stuff in the entire world? Like
she just says the most awkward things.
Oh my gosh, Jordan, he's just so inspired by the Mamba tattoo on his back calf. It really just inspires him to play, and he really channels the energy from that tattoo. I'm like, really? Really, that's what you think is inspiring him to play like this right now? Or, the Jazz really needed this win spiritually today.
The one that I loved was, man, Garland is just really quick, and that really helps him, and I like that. And it's just stuff like that. But let me get to Julio real quick because.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail it, but I'm just like, goodness gracious.
Yeah, I agree. I can't, we can't be the only fans that think it's a little bit weird.
Sorry if there's any Holly lovers. I apologize.
Well, the thing is, you watch her on other ESPN broadcasts like football, and I don't feel like it's that awkward or like
it's not
weird.
She doesn't do this on other ESPN broadcasts. It's just these Jazz games. I feel like she has this pressure to fill empty space, and so she just blabbers.
Yeah. I feel like she would be perfect to be on the pregame and postgame with Alema Harrington. That's where I think she belongs. So Ryan Smith or whoever's in charge of broadcasting, let's make that happen. Julio, we're going to go to you. Hang on, let me get to Julio because he hasn't had a chance yet.
Go ahead.
Julio, go ahead, man. If you're there, you got to hit unmute.
He's still a listener.
Yeah, Julio.
Game was amazing. We have done a good.
While he's getting in here, did you guys find that last question by Holly kind of weird to JC?
Wait. He's here. Hang on. Give him a second.
Okay.
Go ahead again, Julio. We must have like a weird connection.
So that game was incredible. We have done a good half part with close to basket face. We have goals. And then the second part, we have 11 points, more than Cleveland. And the fourth close, Jordan Clarkson was amazing. 15 points. He won the game. I think this game is so important because we have lost 5 games consecutives, and it can be a good moment for the future of this new project.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think this was a win that the Jazz fans needed. I know we're joking about spiritually that Holly Rowe said, but like on so many different levels, I feel like the Jazz fan base needed this win. One, you know, your star player comes back to town, but you also want to show that, hey, we got some players for you, and we're still a good team. We can compete with the top teams in the league, and I think we really showed that tonight. If you look at this game chart that I'm showing here on YouTube, we had 9 tied it was tied 9 times. The longest run was 13, and I believe that was by the Utah Jazz in the last minute. We went on a 13-0 run, and then 20 lead changes. So it was a back and forth game, but for the most part, we had possession of the ball. I felt like we were in control, and just a really good win for Jazz fans. I felt the competitiveness kicking in, just watching Donovan, and just like, I love the guy. I think he's a great player. I loved his time here, but I wanted to win as a Jazz fan versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. And that's ultimately what it comes down to. So
I totally agree. I'm there with you. Quick tangent back to the Holly Rowe thing. My thought is, and she mentioned this when she pulled Ryan off to the side, I think it might just be because she's from here and she feels like not necessarily an obligation, but she's just trying to do her best per se. Although I agree she can be awkward, but to me it's just funny, and I just laugh whenever she's awkward. It's just kind of a spur. She's like, let me just spur the moment idea. Try to be the best analyst that I can be type of mentality. I don't know, but I just laugh.
I think it's most comical.
To me, it's just funny. I don't think it's necessarily like bad or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just funny.
Oh, it's bad, but it's also comical. And to me, the most comical part about it is when she says something and then there's just a pause and neither Bowler or Thurl respond, and then it just onto the game. Like it's just like this, the awkward kid that says something and no one knows what to say, and then so you just play it off and say something else.
Well, it's because they're all trying to figure out, like, where the hell did that come from? Like, why was he saying that? What is coming out of her mouth?
Yeah, it is quite comical, Tevin. So let's go around the association real quick. We got, it looks like the Suns are beating up on the Warriors. They're about to win it. 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You've got Clippers and Mavericks in the fourth quarter, just going into the fourth with the Clippers up 91-78. 76ers beat the Detroit Pistons, a big whopping 147-116. The Miami Heat eke one out against the Thunder, 112-111.
In that game, by the way, it set an NBA record.
Which game?
The Heat game, 40 for 40 from the free throw line.
Yeah, wait, say that again. You were like...
So they set an NBA record. They went 40 for 40 from the free throw line.
The Heat?
It was 40? I thought it was 43.
Yeah, the Heat. Pull it up.
Let's check it out.
40 for 40.
The entire team? So somebody had to have a bunch of free throws, though. Was it Butler?
It was 23
for 23.
It was Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, but still, who else had free throws? Let's check this out.
It was a crazy
yeah,
game.
so Butler has 23, Max Strus has 2, Gabe Vincent has 6, Victor Oladipo has 2, Jamal Cain has 5, and Dwayne Dedmon has 2. That's still crazy. Your entire team, it was 40 for 40, goes 100% from the free throw line to win by 1 point.
Isn't that crazy?
That is a crazy game. I believe that was the one that was on NBA League Pass. Why do you guys feel like this?
Giddey had a triple-double.
Who? Giddey?
Giddey had a triple-double.
Yeah, I see that. 18 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists.
He's such a good player, man. Oh, my gosh.
I haven't watched him enough to even know, so I'll take your guys' word for it. Charlotte Hornets lose to the Toronto Raptors, 132-120. Jazz beat the Cleveland Cavaliers by 2. Clarkson has 32 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, while Donovan goes 46 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. So I feel like they were going back and forth at it. I know they were friends, but sometimes that's the best competition. I know when me and my friend would play against each other in high school, I mean, we'd about killed each other in practice. And then you've got the Magic beating Portland. What is going on with Portland, man? They look so good.
I thought Dame went off in that game. I thought they were going to win.
Yeah, Dame had 30 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. They lost by only 3, but Wendell Carter Jr. had 20 points for the Magic, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. I don't know. I mean, they're 19-21, so they're only a few games behind us, but I just thought that they would be in the playoff race, and they're not.
That's Portland for you, I guess.
It's Simmons, man. When he doesn't have a good game, they can't win. He's the only other option they have on their team. When him and Dame go off, no one can beat him. But if Simmons can't have a good game, it's rough for them.
Well, and Jeremy Grant was a big signing. I believe he's a free agent this year. Is there any chance the Jazz could get him, or is it even worth it? Would you have to pay him too much money?
I just don't think the Jazz are looking for a big free agent for another couple years. I don't see him signing anybody big this year, except for maybe Clarkson. I don't see him throwing money at anybody else until
this was the other thing I wanted to get into really quick. Are we doing anything at the deadline, do we think? Like, are we going to getting somebody big, or are we, like, major sellers? Are we getting rid of, like, Olynyk or like a Colin Sexton or something like that? What do we think we're doing? Because I think we might be getting rid of some pieces, like Rudy Gay specifically, probably, maybe some of our fringe guys, but I don't think we're signing a big player necessarily. What do you guys think?
I personally think we're going to kind of stand pat unless a deal comes together like the John Collins deal. I'm still kind of waiting for that one to happen and expecting it to happen. I saw an article today that said the Hawks signed Derek Favors to a 10-day contract today, but the Hawks are wanting a deal like Donovan Mitchell, a package like that for John Collins. And it's just like,
Good
are
luck
you
with
guys
that.
high?
Bro.
What?
Good luck with, like, hey,
Bro.
good on you guys for signing Derek Favors, but good luck getting that type of deal for John
Yeah,
Collins.
you can want that. Doesn't mean anyone in their right mind's going to give that to you. I just don't know what they're smoking. But the thing is, with the Derek Favors signing, that kind of indicates that there might be some movement going on. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, they signed him so
100%.
that we can get him back. Like, why else would you sign Derek Favors except to trade him back to the Jazz?
Yeah, we're gonna get him back for what? For the rest of this year, or no?
For some reason, I
for
can't
next
hear
year, and
Tevin
then
when he speaks.
retire his
It's
number.
so annoying.
Who?
Whenever Tevin speaks, I can't hear him.
Dude, I think a lot of people are having that problem because JC Drip said he couldn't hear Julio. I think there's some type of connection issue. I don't know what's
you hear me
going
now?
on. Yes, I can, but I don't know. I can hear everybody, but I don't know if everyone else can hear everybody.
I can hear everybody but Tevin.
Weird.
Weird. So I was just saying.
I mean, maybe it's a blessing in disguise, but
Ouch. I was just saying it'd be funny if we had him for like next season or something, Derek Favors, and then retire the poor man after that. I don't know.
Well, and I feel like he's from Atlanta. Maybe he realizes he's at the end of his career and he's like, well, I'll give Atlanta a shot. You know, if the 10-day turns into a contract, all right, I'll make some more money. I'll play another year. I'll basically sit on the bench, but I'll be close to my family, and then, you know, I'll be here. So I don't know that necessarily he's going to get moved. I think maybe they signed a 10-day if they're getting rid of Collins to kind of be another backup, but who knows?
I honestly thought it was actually a productive signing because Clint Capella's been injured like half the season, and Onyeka Okongwu hasn't really proven himself to be a good backup, and especially not a starter. So I think to bring a guy like Faves in, a vet at that, to bring him in, I think is a good signing, and I hope to see him get signed for the rest of the year instead of just this 10-day contract.
Yeah, I like Favors. I think he'd be a good backup for them. I didn't know that Capella was injured. I'm not that in tune with other teams, so that's good to know, and I'm glad that you pointed that out because it could be, and that would be great for him. Unless he gets traded to the Jazz, then I would kind of be mad, but I guess he'd be on a really low contract, so it'd be different than the last time we signed him. All right.
I just don't know how, man, I tell you what, I just don't know how they can value John Collins that much because if he doesn't turn his career around.
Well, he's having a terrible year. What do they I don't know.
I mean, if they keep him and he starts off next season the same way, he's going to be in the freaking Robinson talk for worst contract in the league.
Does he have an extension? Because what blows my mind the most about all of this is
yes.
Okay, sure they want. Okay, he is okay. Because I thought he was on an expiring, and if they're going to be asking that much from him, they're already out of their mind. But you know,
he's locked up for the next 3 years with legit money. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy that the Jazz would want him, but I think that they see something in him that he's not being used correctly, and they could tap into his potential like they did Lauri. Because at one point he was really good.
I agree, but I'm not giving any more up than Olynyk, Vando, and maybe a pick. In a way, they're getting multiple first-round picks.
Well, yeah, his contract's the biggest downside to him because if you know, it's one thing to think that he can turn into that player, but if he doesn't, then you're stuck with that contract.
Yeah, so Collins is making 23.5 this year, and then he makes 25.5 26.3 next year, 26.5 the year after that, and then 26.5 the year after that. But it is a player option.
So he's two more years after this and player option on the third.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I could live with that. I
think that's kind of what the Jazz are thinking. Like, get him this year, 2 more guaranteed years. Because if you're gonna tank or be bad, you have to carry salaries. There's a minimum dollar amount you have to make, you have to have on the books. And so we can carry the salary. So even if he is a bust, then we didn't have to give up anything for him. Like, we just carry the salary.
My other thought that I wanted to hit on really quick, and then I'm going to end this. Am I the only one on the Ochai Agbaji train? Because when I mentioned his name tonight, I really do see him as being a smart decision maker, playing in with the team, being strong enough to defend other players, hitting a three, being able to facilitate, being able to drive. Am I the only one on the Ochai train?
I'm with you, Jordan, 100%. I'm with you as much as you are on the Kessler train.
JC's drip, yeah, pulling through for me.
He's got the athleticism. He's got the frame. I think he's got the IQ. I see him being a cornerstone or, a pretty big piece in our future. I know it's early, but from what we've seen, I get excited every time he touches the court.
Yeah, to me, it's you just got to take the chance on a 14th pick in this year's draft. I even feel like I want to see him more than I want to see him more than THT. I want to see him more than Fontecchio, more than Rudy Gay. Like, all these players. And tonight, really the last few games, he's gotten that nod from coach. He's been, I don't know if he was the first guy off the bench tonight or not, but he's getting significant minutes off of the bench. And I love it, man. I absolutely love it, and I think the more minutes he gets, the quicker he's going to learn and be able to develop into that player that we need.
I want to see him because I want to know. I'm not sold on him. I think it's early. I mean, I don't think he's had 2 good games in this season. I don't know how you can know what he's going to be after 2 games. Like, yes, he does have the frame, and he seems to make pretty good decisions, but we've seen lots of rookies have really good seasons, and then teams get scouting material on them, and you never hear from them again. So
here's how I feel like I know. One, he's already smarter than Vanderbilt ever will be, which isn't hard.
I mean, I'm smarter than Rock, too, and I'm not that
But
smart.
I'm saying at basketball smart, like, he knows where to go without the ball. He knows how to move to the open space. He just knows where to be on the floor. I know that we've talked about, Trey Burke and the other guy that we just let go, Jared Butler. I feel like those guys were so ball dominant and needed the ball in order to be good that Ochai doesn't need that. And that's probably why I am so high on him, because it's rare that you can have a player that impacts the game without the ball like he does. And he just moves so well without the ball that if plays start getting ran to him where he can slash or come off a screen or curl off a screen and get a few extra shots, it's going to open our entire offense, and especially Lauri Markkanen. I think we're desperate for a consistent second scorer, and like you saw tonight, Clarkson was that consistent scorer. It allowed Lauri to get 25 quiet points, but let's be honest, Clarkson is hot or he's ice cold, and so we need that second guy. And I don't know if it's Ochai, but I feel like he will fit somewhere into this team.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Ochai has a bright future in front of him. I'm just, I don't see anything right now that says he's going to be as good as Beasley. Like, I think he could be, but I don't see anything that puts him at that level right now. I mean, he's smarter than Vando, but I don't see anything that tells me he's going to be better than Vando. Like, he needs more than 2 games, and I know that you're super optimistic Jordan, and you were 100% right on Kessler, so I will follow you with Ochai, and I will ride this train with you because I think you called Kessler 100% right, so I'm on board with you there. But me personally, I'd like to see 5 or 6 more games like we've seen those 2 breakout games before I'm 100% ready to jump on board.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would love to see more consistency too, to gain more confidence in him. Also, I think he gained confidence in himself. But really, the play that stands out to me all season with him was the play that Coach ran, where he got the easy dunk finally, and that set him up to hit those 3-pointers because he got a little bit of a rhythm. And I just think, I think with the Jazz, there's almost a hold up on the rebuild, just because, like, I would start Ochai over Beasley and bring Beasley off the bench to kill the second unit, but just to give Ochai a little bit more confidence and rhythm with the starting unit and to play with better players. So we're in a weird phase because, like, if you go full rebuild, like, you're just starting these young guys from the get-go, and that could potentially be a really bad thing and be disastrous. But yeah, I would like to see Ochai get a start, but I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest.
But I mean, I like that. I mean, I'm okay with 18 minutes off the bench because I don't want to see happen to him what's happening to those young guys in Houston right now.
Yeah, Houston. Oh my gosh.
Where they're getting run over by starters.
Yeah, I could not imagine being Houston.
Like, let him get in there and play against backups that he can play against, and then you give him 5-6 minutes against some starters when when they bring their starters in and he's warmed up and in rhythm, you leave him in for 3 or 4 minutes overlap and give him a little bit of experience after he's warmed up and had 4 or 5 minutes in already. That it just seems a little bit more natural like that. I like what's going on right now as long as he keeps getting these minutes. What I don't want to see is us go back to these 5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I like what Coach said is he's committed to this. And I'd love to see him commit. I'm really, really hoping that we make some trades and we can commit to giving Balmero some minutes like this and Falchakio some minutes like this. If we are really invested in finding out if these guys are a future for us.
Well, and I think the other guy, we need to figure out if Colin Sexton is too.
Exactly.
Once he comes back, I think he's going to eat up some of those minutes too. So,
but he's the guy I want to see in the starting lineup. I want to see what he looks like. I want to see Mike Conley come off the bench and have Sexton start.
Right.
Because Conley doesn't need to start the next. How many games? Did Coach tell us how many games we had left? He usually does in the post game.
No, I don't remember.
But I don't need Conley to start the next 40 some odd games to tell me that he can start in the playoffs and be good. I don't need him to do that. I could literally have him come off the bench for the next 40 plus games and start him in the playoffs and know that he's going to be just fine. So give me Sexton for 40 games as a starter, and then we come playoff. Give me homeboy Conley as a starter, because I know who he is. I know he's going to show up in the playoffs, and I'd rather old man Conley play 18 minutes a game and save that damn old man body for the playoffs if that's what we want. Can't believe I just said that.
Can't believe I just said that. Well, I think that's a good way to end on something that Kevin believes that he can't say. Well, I'm just looking at Twitter real quick here on YouTube, and NBA on ESPN says Spida and JC put on a show in Donovan Mitchell's return to Utah. And then there's a quote from Clarkson with the interview from Holly Rowe. He says, "We just try and win. We gonna keep competing for Utah. Keep putting this jersey on. Keep representing." And I hope that I did a pretty good Clarkson impression. It could probably use work, so I'll work on it. But thank you guys for listening. The channel on YouTube is blowing up. If you're not following us on either Twitter or YouTube, I don't know what you're doing. So go give us a follow. We appreciate it. I've had tons of comments from friends, even just random people. There was a guy named Garrett who left a comment on YouTube and said, honestly, you're one of the best, if not the best, Utah Jazz podcast, and that means so much to me. Oh my gosh. Dude, we have so many chats in YouTube. I'm just barely seeing this. We need to develop our young... Oh, sorry, YouTube. This is the first time I've gotten comments on YouTube. So, somebody said Jared... Well, we're just going to end it. I might need another person to help me out with the chat on YouTube, because doing the Twitter Spaces and the chat on YouTube... I've only got 2 hands. Like, I've got to hold this phone the whole time and then try and click around with my mouse. How am I going to type? Maybe I need a new setup. Or should we just go straight over to YouTube? Leave your comment on what we should do. Should we get rid of Twitter Spaces? I don't think so. Should we go straight to YouTube? Maybe, because honestly, since we've put stuff on YouTube, we're getting way less engagement on just the podcast or listens on the podcast. But the YouTube channel's blown up. So go Jazz. The Jazz beat Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know what our record is now, but it's 1 game better in the win column than we were before tonight. Thanks for listening, guys. Peace.